Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra appeared to drop a bombshell today that she could be her party's chief ministerial candidate for next month's Uttar Pradesh Assembly election. While releasing a manifesto outlining job creation plans for the youth of Uttar Pradesh, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra was asked about the speculation over the Congress's chief ministerial candidate for this election, given that the BJP will line up behind Yogi Adityanath and the Samajwadi Party is being led by Akhilesh Yadav. This was her response.
आप चेहरा होंगी या आप मुखर तरीके से आगे होंगी, लेकिन आपने अभी तक कोई क्लियर कट जवाब दिया नहीं। आप हमेशा कहती हैं जब टाइम आएगा तो बताएंगे। क्या बिना चेहरे के, क्योंकि पंजाब में हम देख रहे हैं कांग्रेस कह रही है कलेक्टिव लीडरशिप में कांग्रेस पार्टी जाएगी, क्या किस मुख्यमंत्री के चेहरे को लेकर अक्सर सवाल उठते रहते हैं?
आपको किसी और का चेहरा दिख रहा है
जी
में कांग्रेस पार्टी की तरफ से?
जी,
तो फिर
तो आप ही चेहरा है, मतलब
दिख तो रहा है ना सब जगह मेरा चेहरा।
जी,
नया आयाम देने के लिए क्या चुनाव लड़ेंगी यूपी में अभी, और कहां से लड़ेंगी?
अगर ये तय होगा और जब तय होगा तो आपको पता चल जाएगा। अभी तक ये हमने तय नहीं किया है।
Let's take this right across to our reporters joining us now, Sunil Prabhu and Alok Pandey. Sunil Prabhu, what are we to make of those remarks? She says very categorically, do you see anyone else's face? And she certainly has been, in that sense, really representing the Congress's entire campaign in the state. Is this a hint that, this is something that's at least being considered?
Well, it's not a hint, Ankita. It's quite clear that she is the face. She very categorically makes that point that she is going to be the face of the entire campaign for Uttar Pradesh, and she's leading from the front. But having said that, whether she'll contest that election, that seems highly unlikely because that's something that they don't want Priyanka Gandhi, because there are two opinions about it. One is that she should contest the election even though being the face, but then what happens is that you get confined to a constituency and you can't focus everywhere else. And in the eventuality of the Congress, which is unlike, not doing exceptionally well, because they are working against odds, they don't really have too much of a vote share there, and their base has been affected, and they're trying to resurrect themselves in that state. With that backdrop, would it be correct for Priyanka Gandhi to become the sacrificial lamb in the sense of, being the face and then saying no performance and unable to really deliver on the ground? And that will be a setback for 2024. So these are considerations in their mind, but I think the focus right now is that she is the Chief Minister's face, as she's indicated. She is going there with a vision. She's leading from the front, but whether she will contest the elections seems highly unlikely at the present juncture, even though she says no decision has been taken as of now.
All right. Alok, given how that reply was phrased, do you think there's going to be some kind of galvanizing of the Congress cadre on the ground, as there's more speculation over this? Or, was this really a standard response at a press conference?
Well, Ankita, I think beyond the hype of whether she'll be the Chief Minister's face or not, as Sunil sir was rightly pointing out, that the Congress party is on a weak footing, so to say, in Uttar Pradesh. I was more interested in one more answer that she gave when she was asked about the possibility of the Congress being part of any post-election coalition. And to that she said that yes, if that situation so arises, we may be open to it. And if there is a possibility that our agenda of putting women and youth in front is adhered to, then yes, we can be part of any such coalition. So I think that was a more interesting answer, because realistically the Congress last time got about 7 seats in a 403-seat Vidhan Sabha in Uttar Pradesh. This time, yes, Priyanka Gandhi has been leading from the front. Yes, she's been the face of the campaign. But the main fight in Uttar Pradesh, and I must reiterate this, appears to be at least, between the BJP, led by Yogi Adityanath and the Prime Minister, and Akhilesh Yadav, who's positioned himself as the main challenger, and his party, the Samajwadi Party, as the main challenger to Mr. Adityanath. In fact, early on, a few months ago, there was some talk that maybe, like the previous election, the Congress would also look to tie up with the Samajwadi Party, but Akhilesh himself ruled that out, saying that he did not want to go ahead and tie up with any bigger party, any national party for this UP election. So the Congress's position remains that if they do manage to do very well, then of course they will hold that bargaining chip with any other like-minded party that they would like to go with.
Right.
But at the moment, it's interesting that Priyanka Gandhi is also talking about, or at least be willing to answer questions on a post-poll coalition, and the other stuff about the chief minister and about contesting the election, of course, remains, and that we've already analyzed.